Sarge right now. Welcome back to my channel. Well, today we'll be talking about what happened during a live stream. So, and bear with me because right now my tongue kind of hurts right now. So until I feel better, I will do another video. So yeah, but today I was going to try I could. But before we get to a video. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it so you won't miss my other latest videos. Like I will do another one this week until my tongue feels better, basically. Yeah, it kind of hurt. Okay, so regardlessly, you know, it'll take you like 5 seconds to do that. So okay, now let's get into the video. So in the live stream of the Blue Protocol live stream 4, it's like just like a lot of like a feedback from other players they're going to talk about, but I'm not sure it's going to be another live stream, but we will talk about that at the end. So regardlessly, and the players, so the player who actually played the game already, like they just like kind of like didn't finish it, just 22% of it have actually finished the whole thing. So basically, regardlessly, yes, also the same thing for a player that actually go into a level. Because the max level is 35 and also 22.7 players actually made it, and the rest of it's kind of off. So. And there, yep, then just 1% of the players that actually play its same class most of the time though. Oh yeah, one more thing, I won't be going through the whole thing, so yeah, I might miss some part. Yeah, the players that play the games, and some of them think like it's like kind of like hard to play because on how the mechanics work, but most of them just like say it's kind of easy. Most of them say it's alright. So basically, regardless of that one, so it's just like a lot of feedback because like most of the people I talk to in NA, they say they actually like the Blue Protocol that recently they have right now, even though some of them like play the game, they say oh they like it, but because Japanese have a different mindset of it, so that's why they're like most of them to say it's kind of like easy and it's easy to play because they're actually a core game of type, and some of them say it's hard because like you know the mechanics way, and that's basically okay. So it's just a feedback on how they play. So most of NA say that yeah, it's actually good to play. And with regards to leveling, I think to be honest with you guys, because most people reach max levels like level 22 for some people that actually reach there, and that's most of it. So regardless, they actually Bandai Namco, Blue Protocol developers decided they're going to try and make it the level just a little bit harder to level up. Now just a little bit slightly there, but they're going to add regardlessly add more levels. So I'm not sure that's going to happen, but I wish that eventually they will because the levels seem too low, and plus it's like it's not even that hard to get all the way to level 35 like that. So after the first live stream, after the beta, so yeah. And most class play is actually Egg Inspired, actually most classes that played so far. And then that's where the Twin Striker come in the second, and then the last Archer, which is surprisingly the third most play, and the last one is like Mage. I don't know why. I think it's called Spellcaster. I don't know why Mage is like the least played class, even though I expected that would be the most popular class if you ever played too. Well, actually, I think Twin Striker will. Actually, I thought Twin Striker would be the most played. Then it's going to be guarded to Egg Inspired. Then the Spellcaster. I didn't realize Spellcaster would be a lot. A lot of people regret playing the Archer because like the mage have the meter, Imperial meter drops down out of nowhere. So yeah, so on regards and a more like an item drop from a boss monster or something, guys, there won't be, because like they won't not drop costume or a or weapon from monsters because regardlessly though regardlessly I'm saying they actually won't say the monster won't drop costume or a weapon or a gear for you guys because they have a crafting method, so which you need a craft anyway. If they will drop those things, then what's the point of crafting? So yeah, I would say they declined that part. So the Blue Protocol developers declined that part though. So they're going to like add, but they are going to add some more additional material from a monster drop though, but it won't be dropping weapon or item or anything like that. So you have to go in a dungeon, grind up there, find much gear, much resources you can find, and then craft up your own. So that's how it's going to work. Like in the combat, like in regards to what I just said in the first one, so the combat of that system is actually pretty good to me, in my personal opinion. And for other players that actually play, they actually like it too. But for Japanese though, most people like saying it's the combat is kind of a little bit difficult. It's like how to play, like not in the term of playing in a dungeon or anything. It's just like how to use it. So most people can kind of see it kind of a little bit hard to use, even though they have an auto aim and those things. Or most people play Aegis Fire and Twin Striker, they have a little bit easier time in order to like adjust to that. So even though it's like a straight, because it's like most players play like in the basic of like they have a key like 1, 2, and 3, and 4 button there. You just press those things, and this one they're like Q, R, F, and see those things. Well, I guess that's why they have a difficulty, but in regards to they will have a key into changing that, and I think they mentioned that in the live stream. And then and more in your profile, because like what better way to express it when you have a profile that shows like, hey, how many monsters you feed, how many quests you finished so far, and what main class you're playing right now. So basically that's what a profile is. So they're going to add that in the future on. So that's what we're going to have. So yeah, it's like saying your top 1 Twin Striker in Japan. Let's say that it's global. To be, I don't even know if we're actually going to put that. And in the enemy of a mob, those things out in the war, they say there are a lot of monsters out in the war, and also say they're actually really easy to beat so far. So regardless, they're going to change into that, making like a little bit harder to beat though, regardless in a mechanics way. So a monster in a dungeon though that's where the part though, because a monster in a dungeon, like really. It's very easy to beat so far. After the first dungeon they actually pass through, the players kind of regard asking like they want more strategy and mechanics that rely, even though some people think it's a hard to play game, but which is like, in my opinion, I don't think so. So yeah, so basically, but a monster though, they want more strategy related into playing the game, because in this one, the only thing you need to do is just like when a boss do AoE damage, just jump. That's all, just jump and dodge it. And then they're going to use the other one that actually gets like pop fire up in the sky and fall down, and the only thing you need to do is just run away from that. Simple, is it? So yeah, they're going to actually, with regards to actually adding some initial strategy in there, and which they're working on already. So for the person who actually using a archer and a mage, I don't know why they say it's actually hard to target the enemy so far. Because regardless, they do have auto lock, but some people don't prefer not to use it. I don't know why. So to make it a little bit harder to use, so in the auto aim casting, I think they're going to put that in just immediately when you're using it. So I think that works for other class too. Most of a range class though, for like I was saying, most of a range class like a spellcaster and a blast archer, they have a hard time grinding solely in a dungeon. So like I mentioned that already after the closing beta. So those two classes are actually pretty hard. So Bandai Namco developers decided to make it out of those classes or to sustain them more. So basically they're going to make it easier in order to grind dungeons solely. Because you see an Aegis Fire and a Twin Striker, they actually took out enemies pretty fast. I know they're melee range, but still, like I was saying, my headset keep cutting off. So yeah, so basically they actually like a Twin Striker and Aegis Fire actually are two main classes that can solo in a dungeon by themselves. So yeah, they're actually pretty easy to use with regards to the other one, because it's actually easier to use the Archer and the and mage too. It's just that because of like well, they're actually like there are weakness onto them because as you get close to them, they're kind of useless. Okay, so next, let's see. So like I mentioned on class in a crafting method thing, because a lot of people have a problem like doing crafting. Like when the last time I actually watched the live stream on Blue Protocol, people live streaming, the crafting method is actually pretty easy to use somehow. Because like you craft costume, this is the item, this is where you get the item. So I don't know why a lot of people still have a problem with crafting. So it could be just me, or it could be like I did mention they have a different mindset. So yeah, cause I'm still thinking about it. So and in the monster side we did talk about this. The monster dropping weapon, there won't be a monster dropping weapon. A lot of people are asking for it. They deny that. So yeah. Boss fight. So the boss is very easy, like I mentioned so far. Okay, so and regard to a new class, though, they actually the Bandai Namco developers are actually going to work on making a new classes. I did predicting that they're gonna be a dual soul in there, but I'm not sure they're going to actually have that. That's just my prediction because in regard to an NPC in the game. I know it kind of dumb in a way for me, but that's how it is. And probably some of you are new in here, so I know. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be a different way of talking about it. So basically, the next is like a hard. They're going to make a level hard. I mentioned that. You will change the classes in there, but you only can change the class while in town, and actually have your own like storage that you can actually place in town too. So you have to go in town, and after that you can use the Twin Striker. After that, okay, then you can go back to town, go to the inventory, and switch your to become a archer or something like that. And I happened to see that in there too, but I only happen to have a separate inventory for everyone in there, so you can actually like, and it's like besides like putting all the stuff in your own inventory, you can actually have a separate one, like kind of your storage space in the house, like like a storage room. Let's say that you put all the stuff in there instead. So pretty useful in that part. Regards in like the Bandai Namco developer decided we're going to try to add in housing and fishing in there, which I have a little problem of doing though. But yeah, that's the reason why I didn't see it in the Golden Beta 1, because it's like they already have a problem doing it. They say they're going to do it, but regardless, there's some sort of problem. So yeah, they're working on it, putting in the second Golden Beta. So for a player that in a flight, they're going to change the revolution screen and everything though, because like a lot of players actually when they're playing in the game, because there's so many players in the playing the game, most of them lagged out. So it's trying to make them hard to play because most of them don't have a good computer like a hardcore gamer. I do have a good computer, but I'm not going to complain. Some people don't. So what happened is they're going to change that. So they have an option. They're going to add an option that you can actually change this part that you can actually hide the player. So basically, they're going to make it less laggy and run the system more smoother. So they're going to add into that, and then for the quests, they're going to add in some quests and during the quest. So it's like adding more quests and like regards to like making like a little bit harder, because some people have like when they do a quest they have problem finding the place, so they're working on it in order to make it navigate in there to make it easier to complete the quest, and they're like you don't have to like think so hard to go through a map and look in those things. And a lot of people saying they actually like decided like a child like because people die off the cliff, like you actually know, like you know in town it's kind of like you jump off the high altitude cliff and then you just land on the ground in town, and in town you don't get drop. Like I mentioned, like in town you won't get drop damage though, but regardlessly in the outside the town you will get drop damage no matter what. A lot of people say they don't want that, but unfortunately it has been denied. And for like extra EXP against monster, that actually been denied too. because because you want more EXP to level up faster, right? So who do not want that, but they have to decline that because you already level up too fast already. Of course, they will make a monster harder and those things, but you still, regardlessly, it's not even that hard to just level up. Like I mentioned on some of my video back in like last month, I think. Like you can actually like level up pretty easily. It's not that hard. Not only just like new players just in the game thinking it will be hard. Because it's a new game, so you basically gonna be hard until you get used to it. And for regards in the main map, they're gonna make it easier to read it for the main map because they're gonna have added more addition to it. So basically, a lot of players just like having a problem of reading a main map because they don't have one in their dungeon, so they're gonna make one in a dungeon easier to navigate. And they're going and plus they're going to add like easier communicate with our player too. It's like more like more feature to it. Cause some people when they're trying to communicate in a game, they actually have a little trouble doing it, and you're trying to go in the battle royale, like some sort of battle arena, and they actually have trouble of like getting in there too. So regardlessly, they're going to do something about that too. So they're working on that too. They're going to make it like easier to play with the friend in there too. Yeah, like I did mention for a crafting method though, they're going to try to make it resolve to make it easier to craft in the game. So because even though they say it's hard to play, even not hard to play, it is hard to play a little bit for some people, but it's actually hard to craft. Like come on. So yeah, so basically they're going to make that easier somehow. Okay, then they're also going to set up a 4K resolution, and for some people, and some people don't even know, but they might still set it because the graphic, you can actually change the graphics in there to 720p if you want, 1080p, 1440, something like that. So yeah, you can actually set a resolution there. I actually usually set mine to 1080p because that's basically not because it's a max, it's actually enough for me anyway. Because a lot of people can set already high resolution and have a good computer. Dude, my computer is like 57 GXT, like RTX 5700 XT. Like I can set that high if I want, but I don't need to. So because there's no point. So yeah. And so a lot of people just mentioned in that game, in the closing beta though, when there's going to be a closing beta in the game, because for now they haven't announced anything about the closing beta, because I did mention about the housing and fishing part. They do have trouble doing that. Regardless, they will add more class. I'm not sure they're going to add more class during the CVT, the second quarter though, but I'm not sure. But they might well do. In the closing beta, because if there is a closing beta coming up, I will remind people about that when regardlessly in it. And second, and when they're going, I think there's going to be some more live stream coming up until they actually fix the whole damn thing after all the feedback and all the deja vu they've been doing so far, because the video did like an hour and a half. In order to finish the video. Regardlessly, of recording all those stuff, and I did rewatch it again and again. Ow. Sorry guys. So regardlessly, I did watch again and again to analyze those things. I only analyzed the part that actually regards to the part that I actually need and the actually important part of it. I might miss some of it still, but regardless, I did try. I did go through it, and yep, that's all I could get. That's all I did. And if I missed anything, just hit me below in the comments section. And if you want me to explain all the details, then I will. Just hit me down below. And if you want me to talk to me privately, then I will link my Discord below. My Discord name under below here. You can friend me, then we can just have a nice chat. So I don't know, you guys want that, but I will be there. I'll always be on my computer anyway, so yeah, but I am kind of busy. And regards to, I will do a live. I might well do live streams sometime throughout the week, but yeah. So yeah, I will have another video uploaded, and you're going to hear me more talking about the closing beta for a Genshin Impact, or the more blue for Tower Fantasies, or cause those are our 3 game right now. So hit me below. So go hit the subscribe, hit the bell beside it. If you want to miss my latest video, I will be talking about that in later on this week until my tongue feels better and somewhere on this week. All right, you guys, that's all for today. Y'all, hope y'all have a nice day, and then hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the thumbs up here in this video. So I'll see you guys next time on the next video.